Hello children. It might be a moment of surprise to many of you. Ashwati teacher have started with the chapter of the fundamental unit of life. The students who are new to the school this academic year, introducing myself first, my name is Chinnu Gopal Krishnan and I am one among your biology teachers. It's been really very long that we have seen each other, we have talked to each other, but doesn't matter. Digital media brings us close together once again. So without wasting any time, let's continue with our chapter itself. What have Ashwati teacher taught you so far? She gave you an introduction about the chapter, gave you the difference between a prokaryotic cell and a eukaryotic cell. She explained you about the cell membrane, cytoplasm and the nucleus. Started with the cell organelles like endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies and the lysosomes. This was what being taught by Ashwati teacher, and I hope many of you have done the activity of raisins also. Some of you are still lagging behind, so don't lag behind. Finish up your assignment and give the submission to Ashwati teacher. Now let's continue with whatever portion is being remaining. At the onset first, I will show you this picture. This is our home, a place where we relax, a place that is very close to us. When we think of our home, we will be having a favorite corner also at our home where we feel much more close to the home or much more close to everybody. That would be our favorite spot. Our home is a place wherein we are having many rooms that are there, and each room is having its own structural appearance and its own functionality. In the same manner itself, our body is made up of cells, and these cells can be compared to the home. The cells can be compared to the home, and each and every rooms that we are having in our home is our cell organelles, which is having its own structural functional and differences that are there. So what is cell equal to? Cell is equal to our home, and whatever rooms are present, that rooms are equal to our cell organelles. Always remember that no particular room in our home is alike, or functionally it is alike. When we have a look at our bedroom, when we have a look at our living room, sit out or kitchen, each and every rooms will be having its own structural difference, and based on that structural difference, the functionality would be also differing. In the same manner itself, within our cell, what are we having? Within our cell, we are having different types of cell organelles, and all the cell organelles that are there, they are very much different from one another, structurally as well as functionally. We will be discussing about all the remaining cell organelles that are there. Thinking about our home, one thing that comes very striking is the kitchen. Okay, and kitchen is the place where our mother with lot of love will be preparing food for us. When we eat food, what happens to our body? We get energy. What do we get? We get energy. With the help of energy, what we can do? We can do very different type of work. We can do all the different type of work. So food gives us what? Food gives us energy. What do food provide us? Energy. In the same manner itself, within our cell, we are having a very important cell organelle that is called as mitochondria. That is called as mitochondria. Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. What is it called as? Powerhouse of the cell, because it produces energy. What does it produce? It produces energy. So mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell because it produces energy. This is the structure of mitochondria, a typical sausage shaped structure. What is the structure? Sorry, what is the structure? It is a typical sausage shaped structure. The cut open section of the mitochondria, when we have a look, there are many different parts that are there, many different structural differences that are there in mitochondria. Let's see one by one. You can see that the numbers are given here while the names are written over here. We will match it and we will see. The first one, you are having tiny granules that are there. Granules are what? Tiny ball-like structures which can be having many different functions. Variety of functions of granules are present. Next one is number two. Number two, we are having the ribosomes. So mitochondria have their ribosomes. My ribosomes are present. Third one, the folded structures that are there within the mitochondria. It is called as the cristae. What is it called as? Cristae. Fourth one, you are having the intermembrane space. Okay, you are having the intermembrane space. Mitochondria is made up of two membranes. See, you can see number 7, you can see inner membrane, number 8 you can see outer membrane. Inner membrane and outer membrane. So the space that is there between these two membrane is called as what? It is called as the intermembrane space. Same, നമ്മൾ ബ്രെഡ് നടുക്ക് jam like butter or sandwich in the same model itself. So you are having inner membrane, outer membrane, and then inner membrane space is present. A jelly like structure is present, which is called as the matrix. At number 5, the blue color structure is called as the matrix. At number 6, you can see ATP synthetase particle. ATP synthetase particle, where the production of the ATP is taking place. And at number 9, you can see that the presence of DNA is there. What is there? There is presence of DNA. So it is deoxyribonucleic acid. Here, this is the main. What is main over here? It is the ATP synthetase particle. Mitochondria is called as the powerhouse of the cell. 1 mark question. Okay, why? Because it produces energy. Or why? Because it produces ATP. It produces ATP or it produces energy. ATP will give what? ATP will be giving energy. That we shall discuss in the coming slides. Okay, so that's about the mitochondria. Here I have given you 2 more pictures. This is the picture that you can practice for drawing, because mitochondria is a topic which can be even asked for a 5 mark question also. So at that time you can support your answer with a diagram. So this diagram would be enough. This is also one more diagram showing about the section of the mitochondria. Next one is having a look at the membrane. Mostly all the cell organelles that are there, it's made up of one single membrane, but mitochondria is made up of 2 membranes. It's made up of what? It's made up of 2 membranes. Remember, bread and sandwich, bread and jam, bread and butter, in the same manner. So you are having an outer membrane and you are having an inner membrane. What are you having? You are having an outer membrane and an inner membrane. The outer membrane is selectively permeable that surrounds the mitochondria. So what's the nature about the outer membrane? The outer membrane is selectively permeable. Look over here. What is the outer membrane? The outer membrane is porous in nature. So some particular molecules will be coming near to the mitochondria, outer membrane of the mitochondria. Knock knock, can I get inside? Mitochondria will look what is that molecule, and if that molecule is helpful for the mitochondria, only then it will be allowed within the mitochondria. Otherwise, go back, don't get inside the mitochondria. Okay, that would be the attitude the mitochondria would be having. So only certain selective molecules can get within the mitochondria. That is why mitochondria is, the outer membrane of the mitochondria is porous in nature, as well as it is selectively permeable. Now just think, what would be a molecule that is so important and needed by all the cells in our body? Can you just think and say the answer? What could be a molecule that is being needed by each and every cell of our body? Time is enough? Okay. 2 important things that are needed by each and every cell of our body. First is oxygen. And the second one is glucose. What's the correct answer over here? Is it the oxygen or is it the glucose? Both are the right answer. Oxygen as well as the glucose. So oxygen and glucose, they will be selectively entering within the mitochondria, and then it will be going to the inner membrane. What happens in the inner membrane? So inner membrane, you are having many folded structures. Remember in your 7th standard you studied about your small intestine. Your small intestine itself is 6.5 meters long. That long small intestine is well coiled within your tummy area and it has been packed. How? So it will be increasing what? It is how? So it is because of the folding. What is it helping into? So it is helping in increasing the surface area so that the absorption of the food can take place. Like that itself. Same logic over here. The inner membrane is highly folded. Why? To increase the surface area. Why? Why? To increase the surface area so that cellular respiration can take place. What can take place? Cellular respiration can take place. What entered inside the mitochondria? I told you two things entered. What are they? Oxygen entered as well as glucose entered. So it will be helping in what? It will be helping in the process of cellular respiration. Okay. So this part is really very important, wherein we studied about the two membranes that are there in mitochondria, outer membrane and inner membrane. Okay. Now we move forward. Looking at the next slide, how is the inner membrane? So you can see the inner membrane is highly folded. This highly folded inner membrane are having some tennis racket like structures. What are they having? They are having some tennis racket like structures which are called as the oxysomes. And they are the site where the production of ATP is taking place. They are the site where the production of ATP is taking place. So look here, outer membrane, inner membrane, and within the inner membrane you can see the brown structures. This is called as the oxysomes. What is the other name of oxysomes? It is called as the F0 F1 particle. What are they called as? F0 F1 particle. Portion is written over here. Collectively it is called as a particle, or it is even called as the F0 F1 synthetase. There are many names by which it has been referred. We shall call it oxysomes. Tennis racket like structures which are called as the oxysomes. Where are they present? Inner membrane. What do they help in? ATP synthetase. So clear to all of you? Moving into the next slide. Okay, what happens over here? The glucose takes entry within the mitochondria. Oxygen takes entry within the mitochondria, and then production of ATP will be taking place. This conversion of glucose into ATP, is called as oxidation of food. Or it is called as cellular respiration, or it is called as aerobic respiration. Okay, these are the 3 points. What is it? When glucose gets converted into ATP. Let's have a look. Okay, when glucose gets converted into ATP, what are the names for this? It is called as oxidation of food, cellular respiration, aerobic respiration, and then we had a very famous scientist who discovered about it. He is Krebs. Okay, so honoring him, this complete cycle is called as the Krebs cycle. So what is Krebs cycle? Glucose converting into ATP within the mitochondria is called as Krebs cycle. Glucose converting into ATP within the mitochondria in the presence of oxygen. Is called as the Krebs cycle. Clear? This itself is oxidation of food. This itself is cellular respiration. This itself is aerobic respiration. Okay, moving into the next slide. Here you saw glucose is getting converted into ATP, energy currency. But what is ATP? ATP is adenosine triphosphate. What is ATP? Adenosine triphosphate. Adenosine. Here you are having a adenine nitrogen base. So this is a nitrogen base. This is a sugar molecule, and here you have 1, 2, 3 phosphate. So it is called as adenosine triphosphate. So what is ATP made up of? ATP is made up of a nitrogen base, a ribosome, and it is made up of phosphate. Okay, so you need to remember the full form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. Now, whenever the production of the ATP is taking place, to release the energy, we have to break the ATP. Mitochondria, what is it doing? Taking the glucose, making the ATP. But whenever we have to do the work, we need what? We need energy. And how do we get energy? When we break that ATP. How do we get energy? When we break the ATP. So here, breaking of ATP you can see. So what is getting broken down? Phosphate molecules are released. This breaking down of ATP is called as hydrolysis. What's it called as? Hydrolysis. So energy is released for cell metabolism. This energy is released for cell metabolism. And then finally you can see that the mitochondria is having its own genetic material and ribosomes. It has its own genetic material and ribosomes. So it is called as the semi-autonomous organelle. What is it called as? Semi-autonomous organelle. If I show you over here, can you see the green color structure? The green color structures are the ribosome, and this structure, this purple color structures, they are the DNA. So since the mitochondria is having its own genetic material, that is its own DNA and its own ribosome, it is called as the semi-autonomous organelle. So it actually does not need the permission of nucleus to prepare the protein. Without the signal from the nucleus itself, mitochondria can prepare its protein on their own. That is the reason it is called as the semi-autonomous cell organelle. Okay, this is a very important point. So listen to the video once again, read the NCERT textbook, and then this is the homework that you have to do. In the Google Classroom, comment with your name and division the molecule or molecules that selectively enters within the mitochondria. Okay, so write your name, write your division, and write the answer for this. In case you are having any doubt, you are free to talk to me, you are free to message me. Just let me know what your difficulties are. Play the video once again wherever you are having some difficulty. I repeat once again, read the NCERT textbook. Okay, because in the textbook you have a little bit of small content only is given, but line by line when you see how it is happening, where is it happening, you can understand only when you refer to the video. So refer to the video, read the textbook, and try to understand the concept, all of you. Okay, see you in the next class. Thank you.